has done this through the arrest of prominent persons and personalities associated with the New Patriotic Party and detained them unlawfully. And in instances where these persons are granted bail, the bail conditions are harsh to the extent that these persons are not able to meet the bail conditions. And so they are protesting today to present a petition to the Inspector General of Police. They will also present a petition to the presidency, asking them to stop what they have described as harassment per NPP. They believe that this is against the tenets of democracy and that the Ghana Police Service, together with the government, are trying to stifle opposition voices for which they will rise against. The protest is set to begin here at the Obra Sport here at the Kwame Nkrumah Circle. Already, Ghana Police Service officers are stationed here at the Obra Sport, getting ready to provide security to the protesters. And obviously, this is by way of the legal processes for which a protest can be held. A notification ought to be given to the Ghana Police Service, giving out routes and also requesting for protection. And so the organizers haven't done this. The Ghana Police Service are here in their numbers to provide protection to protesters. Now, behind the police officers are some of the protesters who have stationed here at the Obra Sport, waiting for the protest to begin. One of the organizers at the moment is addressing the protesters before they move. We've seen here former Health Minister Dr. Boy. We've also seen youth organizers of the NPP here. And to listen to some speeches, Alhaji Futa, who is the NPP's national coordinator, about to address the protesters before the protesters will move.
Ghana democracy ayawumi sawi kabi namin kabi free moi. We don't have democracy. Kabi mamin kabi, that is the backbone of the democracy. Tell my Mr. Mahama, His Excellency John Mahama, our opposition leader for this for NDC, or Nanado, your president, you know, or refer to the president to say the Achim mafias in there. Abronye kokasa, no mudi anko fashion insa, no mudi na to Black Maria mu. Asa obia wakoko yeku basadi eno ye NPP, your founding fathers, they stand against injustice in this country, and we are not going to resist. We are going to march and make sure, sir, the freedom of speech will never be silent in this country. Thank you very much.
So that was a statement by the national coordinator of the NPP, a former regional organizer of the NPP, in the person of Moses Abo, is the one coordinating events at the moment. And so the Greater Accra organizer of the NPP, Prince Obey, is set to address the protesters.
This march is not about NPP or CPP. This march is about the Ghanaian youth and the Ghanaian people. Chaboy, it is so because when the NDC and John Dramani Mahama were campaigning for power, what they told the Ghanaian youth, say, ya baba mamu inkoko kete ina inkoko kete nu ya mutu anamebwa inkoko kete diai inkoko kete no diai afa John Dramani Mahama okase 24-hour economy ina 24-hour economy na diai 24-hour economy na diai essence Ultimate swa ne nyama ninti afa ope kwan bisu e dia katakata ne nyama ndo so na mebwa. And so because of that, the NDC and John Dramani Mahama have resorted to state-sponsored harassment and intimidation, abuse of power. But we want to tell John Dramani Mahama that as for us in the NPP, as for us the Ghanaian youths, Chaboy, Chaboy, DJ, who can this before the one? DJ, who can this before the one? Chaboy, SSA, John Dramani Mahama. DJ, your last one, your last one, oh, your last one, your last one. Look at your DJ, no, your last one, your last one, hey, your last one. Wasumo nakai, wasumo nakai, wasumo nakai. Afe, wasati Mike, no. SSA John Dramani Mahama. All to me swear that this one is the all you say. Oh, chicken and foie. Wamu kasatumu. Na JJ Rolling Square yesa. JJ Rolling Square yesa. Se nana adodeko akufuado. Ukasati anu no chiwa. Aka John Dramani Mahama kwa bwaki acheno. Inyama kwafo kasatia nana adodeko akufuado. Wanchini papa kukrat. Se amai eba koso na kebi mami kebi dia yan tutunu edeja inti kokoayebo IGP kokoayebo John Dramani Mahama kokoayebo biadi say leave the people to speak, leave the people to speak. Enough of the intimidation. We are not going to be cowed, we are not going to be subdued. We will speak and speak and speak.
As you've heard from the regional organizer of Greater Accra in the person of Prince Obey, he has made the point clear that they are protesting against what they believe is an attempt by the government to stifle free speech, which they say is not good for democracy. At the moment, Dr. Bernard Okoboy, who is a former health minister and a former member of parliament on the ticket of the NPP for Lejekuko, is set to address protests.
Oh, we shall win. Kukulu. Wabada nyefeshi. Yedamunyinasi. We thank you very much for making it to this particular protest. Our message is very simple. This NDC government was voted for to come and improve the lives of Ghanaians. The NDC government sold a message of the NDC government told Ghanaians that the youth are unemployed. So when they come, they will make sure that for every one job in the public sector, there will be 3 youth that will do the job. So they said 1 job, 3 shifts, 3 people. That was the 24-hour economy. NDC told us that they are going to open a bank for all our ladies so that they can get money to do business. Today, what is happening? After getting power, the NDC have forgotten their message. Today, they are using the police to intimidate Ghanaians. All we are saying is that the police are our brothers and sisters. It is true that it is politicians that give position to their bosses. But please, this is good advice to the police. Don't allow a politician to use you to be unprofessional in your behavior. Because the politician will not be there forever. Use the training and knowledge you were given in your school so that you'll be fair to all Ghanaians. When the NPP got power, we didn't spend time arresting regional chairmen. We were holding meetings on how to implement free SHS so that our children will go to school. When NPP got power, we used our time and energy to start the 1 district, 1 factory so that the youth will get jobs. What are we seeing in the first 9 months of this NDC government? Anytime they realize that the youth are losing hope in them, they will go and arrest 1 politician, only to incite their base and to excite them. Please, effectively, this government has just 36 months. The last year is an election year. As we speak, almost 10, 11 months is gone. If this government doesn't focus, they might lose all the goodwill that Ghanaians used to vote for them. So please, ke police no jiboe, no ke fio, okoe, ke no efe ate.
That's right.
Uye police niya, se ube cha abronye picture. Now there are 2 internet sua. Who arrested Chairman Azoka, or to try the picture, never to the internet. Yes, Remo. There is no democracy in the world where an individual will be put in an armored vehicle because he spoke on social media or television. These things happen only under dictatorships. So please, President John Dramani Mahama, on the outside, appears to be a fine gentleman. We want that fineness to show in the behavior of his appointees, in the behavior of the police, and in the behavior of his government. You cannot come and preach virtue on the outside and practice vice inside. You cannot be telling us that we should be 1 people, only to treat us separately and discriminatorily. You cannot tell us that you are for all Ghanaians, but be going after a few. We support the application of the law, but not the abuse of processes in the application of the law. We support the rule of law, but not tyranny of the law. So please, this is a message to the government. If you cannot clean our water bodies, if you cannot give us jobs, if you cannot give our women money, please don't take away our right to speak. If you think someone has misspoken, take them to a judge. Let a judge give the ruling so that we will know that a judge declared us guilty. Guilt does not lie in the hands of the IGP. Guilt does not lie in the hands of a government appointee. Guilt does not lie in the hands of our adversaries.
And so please, let the law work. Let democracy work for all of us and not for a few people. If you don't behave, we will come here again. If you don't allow us to sleep as police, you will also not sleep. We will always come here. We will do the job here until justice rules across all the streets in this country.
Sure.
From Accra all the way to Tamale. God bless you. God bless you all. Let's be professional. Let's demonstrate.
Mumba Musemano, Mepamucho, the regional organizer of the New Patriotic Party, Prince Obi is to maintain is here, the incoming regional chairman. Mepamucho Biambra Kwarazu, Revabu, the national youth organizer. Let's move.
So those are the marching orders that have been given by a former youth organizer of the NPP for the Greater Accra region, Moses Abo. The protest is set to begin in earnest, and as the speeches have demonstrated thus far, they seek to protest against the arrest of NPP persons. They seek to protest against the harsh conditions that are given to persons who are detained, and to protest against the unlawful detention of some NPP officers as they described. Now let's speak to some NPP personalities who are here for more of their thoughts on this protest. I mean, it's about 9 a.m. It looks like you're not getting the numbers.
Well, thanks for having me on your reputable station. The challenge is not about the numbers. And if you pay attention well, you realize that there are a lot of numbers behind us. But that's not even what we're looking for. It's about democracy. In democracy, you're looking for the voice of the people. It's not necessarily 10,000 people speaking wrong, but it's about one person speaking right. And if we feel that our right is being trampled upon, just one voice is enough. So the numbers may not mean that much, but the voicing on the challenge that is happening, literally on the subversion on the freedom of speech, that is the challenge for which we are embarking on this demonstration. And I feel the numbers are potent enough to make this send a strong signal to the Ghana Police Service and also to the presidency.
But of course, you know that when it comes to protests in Ghana, and particularly if the protest is being organized by the main opposition party and the cause for which you're protesting on, you should have a certain level of momentum. And with this kind of number, someone may say that it speaks to the challenge that the NPP itself is facing.
So you realize that, interestingly, it is the NPP youth wing who's organizing this protest. We didn't even marshal all the forces of our party. It is the youth.
But the youth make up majority of the party.
Don't worry about that. But as I'm telling you, if your cameras can fly up and pay attention to the masses we're working with, it doesn't even send too much of a bad signal, because we are sending a very strong signal to the police service and also to the government in power that they are subverting our freedom of speech. This is the challenge. The reason why you may not have even found a lot of the masses here around may probably be because of the same reason why
they're afraid.
Demonstrating.
They're afraid.
But that's the challenge. That is the reason why those of us who are not afraid would have to speak. Because it appears as if we are bringing back the dark days of we not having the opportunity to speak have our freedom of speech, so to say.
But I mean,
criminal libel law.
But the point is that the Ghana Police Service is doing its work. People are arrested. I mean, they've made inflammatory statements for which you don't deny. They're arrested, they've been given bail. They can't meet the bail conditions. How do you fault the Ghana Police?
If somebody makes a defamatory statement and you decide to arrest the person, you put them before a judge. You don't handcuff somebody for not speaking right and put him in a vehicle which is used to catch hardened criminals.
Come on, it's
a property
of a state using and transporting persons who are suspected of any offense.
It is a deliberate attempt to subvert the freedom of speech of the people. When you try to cower the people into submission by engaging some of these communist inferior tactics, it affects the people, other people, from feeling free to speak their mind.
But the point here is that what wrong has the Ghana Police Service done when the person who has been arrested, say but for Abronye, the others, they've not been able to meet, like Wuntumi for instance, wasn't able to meet his bail condition. How is it the problem of the Ghana Police Service?
So you see, to me, I've got to hear that our own chairman in the Blue Region, Abronye, spoke some things even against some men of God. I am not against it. If I see him face to face, I'll speak to me in the face that you don't talk to leaders like that. I am not supporting that. But the fact that you don't give the opportunity for citizens to be able to freely speak their mind, that is a threat on our democracy.
I mean, you've been in government for the past 8 years. The laws for which these persons have been arrested are sitting in our books. You didn't find a reason to repeal them, which you could have done.
So that is the reason why President Kufuor repealed the criminal libel law, to make sure that people can freely speak their mind in the democracy that we are building in this fourth republic. This demonstration is not because of Abronye. This demonstration is because of the myriads of people who are literally being subverted. Their voices are not being heard. There are a lot more people who may want to speak but can't speak. There is galamsey happening now. How many people are speaking? But because we are victimizing people, people cannot come openly to speak. You are only hearing lone rage voices. And that does not help our democracy. When you subvert the people's ability to speak, people cannot be able to hold the system accountable. And that does not help our democracy.
What do you think will happen after today's protest?
Well, after today's protest, I expect the IGP to understand reason. I expect His Excellency the President, John Dramani Mahama, to understand reason, so that they curtail this wanton, excessive, overpowering gambadoism on cowering the citizens from speaking their minds.
Thank you very much.
Most welcome.
That's Emmanuel Klote. He is with the NPP. Previously worked with former Regional Minister, Greater Accra Regional Minister Henry Korte, as one of the administrators of the Regional Secretariat. Also worked with the NPP at the regional level, contested as General Secretary for the region 2 times, but have since lost same. The protest is about to begin as we speak. We do not know what is happening, but the protest team was progressing forward, but look like they have to do some house cleaning stuff before they move on. But in the shots, you can see former Member of Parliament for Okaikwe South and the person of Dakwa Newman, also former Member of Parliament for Lejepuko, Dr. Bernard Okoboy, the Nasara coordinator of the NPP, Alhaji Fatau, also the 3rd National Vice Chairperson of the NPP, Alhaji Osman Masa Wood. Some placards here having been raised. IGP stop the selective arrest. Justice must be equal. From Yoko to the court, total state capture. Remonacha history will remember you as a Habs scribe. So these are some of the placards that have been raised by the protesters. They are moving to the police headquarters to submit a petition to the NPP, to the Ghana Police Service, to the Ghana Police Service. Also, they intend to present a petition to the presidency, and if the opportunity arises, a petition also will be submitted to the diplomatic corps. Some patriotic song being sung there by the leaders or organizers of the protest. National Youth Organizer of the NPP, Salam Mustafa, having done several arrangements, is now making his way to the protest ground together with a Deputy Communications Director of the NPP in the person of Krobia Ashanti. And so in short, you can see the National Youth Organizer of the NPP, Salam Mustafa. He is going to join other national officers as well as some former members of parliament who've made themselves available for this particular protest. The protest, hence, is about to begin in earnest. What we've seen also is that there seems to be some internal security mechanism to be able to create way for leaders of this particular protest. The protest itself is about to begin. It was scheduled to begin at 6 a.m., but it's commencing at 9 a.m. The march has begun, a march against what the NPP has been describing as an abuse of power, what the NPP has been describing as an affront to the democratic credentials and tenets of Ghana, is about to start and has just started, I must say. They are first marching to the headquarters of the Ghana Police Service to present a petition to the Inspector General of Police. They believe that the Inspector General of Police is allowing himself as well as the police service to be used by the government, for want of better words, to perpetrate harassment and injustice against the persons who are affiliated to the new patriotic party. The protest now appearing to be getting some momentum. Previously had challenge with numbers, but as the protests have commenced, some more persons are beginning to join. Well, a banner has been brought which clearly describes what exactly the NPP is protesting against, and they have dubbed this protest Yɛn Suro Ahunahuna protest, which is a key word to mean that the NPP is not afraid of intimidation. They have listed the arrest of persons associated with the NPP, including a gentleman who was arrested for posting on social media that the vice president should rest well, at the time when communication came about the vice president going out of the country for some health reasons and seeking health and seeking medical treatment out of the country. They also list the arrest of the Ashanti regional chairman of the NPP, Chairman Wuntumi. Chairman Wuntumi had been arrested for alleged links to illegal mining activities and also some activities that, in the view of the state security agencies amounted to cross international crime. They also talk about the arrest of the NPP's Bono Regional Chairman Abronye, and in all these instances, they say that these persons have been unlawfully arrested, unlawfully detained, and the offenses for which some of these persons were unlawfully detained, they argue that are mere misdemeanors, and so they wondered why the state security will act in that manner. They also protesting against the selectiveness of the actions of the Ghana Police Service and the state security agencies. For instance, they talk about the assault on the third vice chairperson, Alhaji Osman, by a first national vice chair of the NDC, Chief Sofo Azoka, where they argue that even though these persons who have just made mere statements have been arrested, an assault of a national party officer by the first vice national chairman of the NDC has not been acted upon as of yet by the Ghana Police Service. Earlier we spoke to Alhaji Osman, who is the NPP's third vice chairperson, who was seen in a video being hit by a gentleman walking with the first vice chairman of the NDC in Accra during the Accra by-election. And he says that he has confronted the Ghana Police Service, and the Ghana Police Service have noted that even though they had communicated that Chief Sofo Azoka had been arrested, he was yet to be arraigned, and he will soon be arraigned. And he questioned why the Ghana Police Service will come out with such communication when they actually have not actually arrested and arraigned the person. They also make reference to the assault on the Honorable Howard Kumsin by some person believed to be associated with the NDC, and they argue that these persons were treated with kid gloves, no communications about the arrest, no detention whatsoever. All that came in the news that they had been arraigned, and they were even granted bail even after pleading guilty and having been convicted pending sentencing, for which they were fined 6,000 cedis each. They have argued that that sentence in itself is cannot be compared to the level of harm that was done against the NPP officers who were attacked during that election rerun in some polling stations within the Ablekuma North constituency. So we're still here marching to the police headquarters, where the NPP youth wing is expected to present a petition to the Ghana Police Service against what they describe or have described as an attack on persons related to the NPP. We'll try and see if we can speak to some persons. Let's speak to Sir Obama, who is one of the persons who were arrested during for some comments he made on social media. I mean, you are a direct victim of all of this. I mean, if I can put it that way. what is the essence for somebody like you who went to police cell, was detained, was given certain conditions that you could not meet? What, for somebody like you, how important is this exercise?
Let me start with the famous quotation from Martin Nimuela, who says that when they came for the socialists, I did not speak because I was not a socialist. When they came for the Jews, I did not speak because I was not a Jew. It goes on and on. Basically, what he's trying to say that when they came for him, there was no one to speak for him. My brother, you are a witness to the intimidation, harassment, and so on and so forth that is being meted out to critical voices in opposition. I am a direct victim of that kind of intimidation, which I cannot get over. Not today, not tomorrow, or any day. My home was broken into by armed detectives, numbering about 8. They took me to the NSB, that's the National Signals Bureau, detained me there, whisked me away to the police headquarters. My brother, they arraigned me in court. As it stands now, I'm still in court. Over what? They claim that I have published a video which contains people who are seen brandishing guns. My brother, this gun in question, or this video in question, is not my making. In fact, it is a factual video, which if the police is interested, they can trace the source.
So you that video was taken in Ghana, an event that happened in Ghana?
Absolutely. In the video, you hear them speaking Dagbani. Is Dagbani a foreign language? Certainly not. So why would anybody, by any stretch of imagination, come and tell me that this video was not taken in Ghana and that I am seeking to create fear and panic in this country? My brother, I was detained in the police house like a hardened criminal for 5 days. Even when the court had granted me bail, I was dehumanized. I feel the police have not been fair to me. I feel that my rights and freedom, my liberties were curtailed.
I mean, we know you're one of the activists of the NPP when it comes to social media activism. Has this affected the manner in which you do your activities? Do you feel intimidated? Have you changed your modus operandi because of what happened?
In fact, I am energized than before. I am energized than before. That is why you see me here in person, to register my displeasure about how the operatives of our security services, who are supposed to give us protection, are rather cowing us into submission. And the earlier we speak about this, the better it will be for all of us as a country. The era of culture of silence must be a thing of the past. We cannot live in the 21st century whereby dissenting voices will be subjected to this kind of harassment and intimidation. And that is why we are here in our numbers to send a signal.
Now we are told we'll try and we don't know what has happened at the moment, but look like there seems to be some engagement with the Ghana Police Service. We'll try as much as possible to understand what is happening here at the moment, but it is a march by the NPP. Is what they say of power by the police service. They are moving to CID police headquarters. To halt its current practice, where it's one way or the other abuses the rights of persons associated with the NPP allegedly. Let's see if we can speak to some of the persons who've made themselves available here at the protest here. We can see in our shot Samia Uku, he is here, the former national youth organizer of the NPP, Samia Uku. He is here. Salam Mustafa is here. Let's speak to Henry Nanabuache. Let's speak to Henry Nanabuache. Let's speak to Henry Nanabuache, who is a national organizer of the NPP. Nanabi, what for you is the essence of this particular protest by the youth wing of the party?
Yes, this protest is against the deliberate weaponization of state institutions, especially the security agencies, to harass members of the opposition party. Now, the selective justice is becoming worrying. The unwarranted arrest for expression of views, regardless of how harsh it is becoming too much. What the youth wing is seeking to achieve is to signal President Mahama that you are the president of the land. You have been elected to defend Ghana's democracy. The level at which our democracy is descending is worrying, is going down. The fact that there is a change in government does not mean that you weaponize state institutions. You clearly orchestrate go to court as an individual. You do not criminalize free speech, cause the arrest of an individual because he has expressed a certain view. In any case, the selective justice we are talking about is to the effect that do we have different set of laws for the NPP and different set of laws for the NDC? We are in this country. We have this fake Dr. Sansali, who was projecting herself as a medical doctor. This is a criminal offense. She's not been arrested. This rough guy who entered Rich Hospital, caused mayhem, put fear and panic in people who were seeking health care. As we speak, he's not been arrested. Several calls were made for his arrest. He's not been arrested. The constituency officer for Abuakwa North threatened that they were going to kill myself. After Nyoma came, unfortunately, they have not been arrested. They have not been arrested. As we speak, Chief Azoka we were told that he's been arrested. As I speak, we have not even seen the pictures, nothing of that sort. What we are saying is that this is a march against harassment, this deliberate abuse of power by the incumbent. And that is the signal we are going to send to President Mahama. Thank you very much.
That is Henry Nanabuache speaking about the selective justice. Speaking about the selective justice that has been. Let's speak to Commander here. Kabo, I mean, you've led the youth wing of the party before. How critical is it for the youth of the NPP at this?
That the NPP never did was to be cowed into submission or out of fear, we gave up on what we needed to do for the Ghanaian people. Today, injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. The selective application of the rule of law and the laws of our country is sickening. You will have a vice chairman of a ruling party making incendiary comments and attacks and also threatening bodily harm and elimination of opposition figures. He's called over a tea or coffee and granted bail. Then you have a regional chairman of the opposition party makes comment, the police finds it offensive and finds it difficult to stomach. The person is put behind bars, the person is given draconian bail conditions. Then you have a trial judge that will tell you that in the animal farm book, not all animals are equal. That is the kind of situation that we face. I'm happy that today the NPP young folks and the young people in our party, they have risen to the occasion and are also clear in their mind that they will resist oppressors' rule, speak against injustice, and also speak against the harassment, the intimidation, and the deliberate gagging of opposition activists. This we will not allow.
Are you not able to distinguish between the two? That, for one instance, the Ghana Police Service gave the person bail, and for that, the person went to court, and the court decided to remand the person.
The prosecution is definitely the police and that of the Attorney General's office. And clearly they were acting in concert with the police in this matter. If you listen to some of the comments that comes from the ruling party supporters, the offensive comments, the misconduct, the police sometimes turn a blind eye onto it. And for me, what I find outrageous is the fact that the rule of law is deliberately being selectively applied, and that is not good for our democracy. And I urge the NPP young people, the NPP youth, that today we begin another long walk to freedom, and this we will not stop. And we will back party leadership and get together amongst ourselves and challenge any decision that we believe is inconsistent with the rule of law and the constitution of our country.
So that is Sami Awuku, a former national organizer and youth organizer of the New Patriotic Party and the Member of Parliament for the Ekuapem North constituency, making his position known on this particular matter. And he believes that it is important that the NPP as a party is protesting against the actions of the Ghana Police Service. He's called out
IGP. The oppressors' rule is too much. Mr. President, kindly sack the IGP. The intimidation tactics from the NDC and the intimidation tactics from the IGP on new patriotic members is too much. I mean, there should be equality before the law. People are misbehaving and they go scot-free. If you're an NPP member, now the culture of silence, you can't say anything. Mr. President, sack the IGP now.
Isn't this a harsh call?
This is not a harsh call. This is a good call. The IGP must be sacked.
Well, so as you heard, some persons are also calling for the Inspector General of Police to be arrested. The protesters are about getting to the Kanda police station. They're about getting to the Nima police station, I must say, and they are making their way to the Ghana Police headquarters to make their demand known. This is to send a clear signal to the Ghana Police Service that they will not countenance any form of abuse, any form of unlawful detention and harsh bail conditions that are imposed on persons who are sent to the court or persons who are arrested. A host of NPP personalities having been arrested or having been sent to the court. Some granted bail, some granted bail based on conditions which they have described as excessive and harsh. And you have those who also have been remanded. They seek to protest against all these actions and saying that there's a deliberate
attempt by the government to stifle free speech, which they argue is not in the best interest of Ghana at the moment. You're still watching Channel 1 TV. There's our coverage of the protest by the NPP. A host of national officers of the NPP are here, as well as NPP executives and NPP officers are here. We've seen here Dennis Miracle Sabuaje, who is a spokesperson for the NPP's 2024 presidential candidate. Very soon we'll be trying to speak to him to get his views on the essence and also what exactly they seek to achieve by this protest. Well, the Ghana Police Service, as you can see, a 2 or 3 line police officers in the riot control here, trying as much as possible to provide some protection. I must say that there's adequate police presence here. There's adequate police presence here for this particular protest. So far, the protest has gone on uneventful, without any form of destruction. It's been going on peacefully. Ghana Police Service have been doing their best to give protection to the persons who are here. Let's try and get some views from Dennis Miracles Abuaje.
And so this call also goes to the judiciary as well. It needs to be fair to all of us. Let's all feel protected. This is not a fight. It's a call that is going to make sure that every Ghanaian benefits ultimately. For now, we don't feel that safety among security services. Neither do we feel that safety even among the judiciary. And we want that to the ultimate as possible.
As a member of the communication team of the NPP, one would say, has the issues about the inflammatory comment by some communicators come to the attention of the party hierarchy? And what is the party's approach to some of these comments?
We deal with it every day. We acknowledge that so long as we are in a plural voices environment, we may have some individuals, going to the extreme. And so we have a mechanism in place internally within the party where we do some monitoring and we deal with it on day-to-day basis. But that is not an excuse for deliberate government harassment. Even if somebody else on the side of the law or somebody commits a crime in their speech, there are processes. And these processes do not include long overdue keeping in custody. It doesn't include raiding people's homes in the middle of the night. It doesn't include deliberately jumping around the issues and being seen to deliberately punishing the people using the law. It doesn't include it. So but should somebody even wrong the law, I believe there are processes which do not include what we are seeing today.
So you are basically making an appeal to the police to stop what they're doing.
We are making an appeal to the government. I have always insisted that the police service is one of the most professional bodies we can find in this country. But the problem is with the political interference. Because ultimately the head of the police service is an appointee of the political class. And that is where the challenge comes from. All these policemen you see here, these are very well-trained professionals. They are not the problem. The problem is the government. The problem is the politicians.
But they do the acts.
But they work under instruction.
So you think that these instructions are coming directly from the government, because then the police service is literally an independent organ of the state?
If we look at how a lot of the political arrests have been done, and we look at how they have been treated, I am convinced that without political interference, no police service will treat a citizen that way.
Now, if the Ghana Police Service and the government really does not listen to your plea, what options do you have?
I am very convinced that the government, the police service will listen, because we've come too far as a country to get to a point where a government would have clear-cut evidence of abuse and say that they will not listen. Remember, we are in a very established democratic environment where eventually the tables will turn. Eventually, this government is aware that eventually, in barely about 1,800 days, their tenure will be over. I am not sure they will be so adamant and risk a situation where the same way they are applying the law will be applied to them. I'm sure somebody within the government will listen to us.
Some of the officers within the NPP have argued against what they say it's selective treatment of various suspects. Is that to say that if the police now decide to treat everybody the way they are treating NPP folks, you'll be satisfied?
No, that is not the law. Or let me say, that is the law being abused. And I don't think any citizen should be put through that. I think that the law is a law, but the law should be applied in a more humane way, with the fundamental principle being not guilty until proven guilty. If we have that in mind, I am very, very confident that if we have that in mind, and we have that as a foundation of our practice, no citizen will have a cause to complain. For now, that is not the cause. It is as if the NDC functionaries find satisfaction in seeing NPP members dragged. So see, this is what happens. They raid you, they arrest you in a ramble manner, put handcuffs on your hands, take pictures, give it to their social media, people, and then they share it all over social media. Then they give you a very ridiculous bail condition that you will spend a week to be able to find. Then eventually when you find a bail condition, they let you go. They are satisfied. They have no intention to go further because they know that whatever basis they use to arrest you is baseless. But they just wanted to satisfy their people. It's dangerous. And I want all of you here to join us to make this call. If somebody wrongs the law, use the law, but don't abuse the law. You remember recently came to Shatawale. I'm not sure who next. Maybe tomorrow is Vanessa.
There are those who think that the government at some point in time use these tactics to divert attention from certain key critical issues within the country.
Yes, but
are you one of the people who believe in this?
Absolutely, there's no doubt about that. But I am surprised that the government continues to use that approach. Because for how long? Some of the situations and the challenges that we talk about, they are not things you can sweep under the carpet. Listen, this government in the first 3 months were all over the place saying that we should praise them because they brought dollar to 10 cities. Today, if you have 13 cities, you cannot even find dollar to buy. You can't run away. You can't cover that with the arrest of individuals. As we speak today, you are aware that fuel has risen back to 13.38 cities. You can't hide under that. You can't hide that under the canopy of arrest and harassment. So it's just a matter of time that the realities will hit you. It's just a matter of time that the facts will hit you. And I don't think it's sustainable. What I think the government should do is to keep their eye on the ball, stay focused, and deal with the issues they promised the Ghanaian people they will deal with.
I mean, they are dealing with these issues, aren't they? I mean, illegal mining, they've put in place
illegal mining is at
series of
level. I was with you in the mining areas yesterday, and you saw the situation. Do you think it's one that indicates a government doing anything? You heard the Konyako people, they said they've never seen the Ayesu River. Surely that is not the situation.
The government just 9 months in power.
We are not saying that we should stop today. We are saying let us see the actions. So far we haven't seen any action.
Just put in river guards.
River guards were there before they came to office. That's not a new thing. We cannot continue to have the government pursue the same strategies he came to meet and say we should applaud for him. River guards were there before the government came. Military and police were in the forest burning and arresting galamseyers before the government came. So mention one new thing this government has done that was in existence.
They have the gold board to streamline the gold purchase.
Gold board is even a corporate. Gold board is currently buying gold from the galamseyers, and the president confirmed that indeed out of the $6 billion of gold they have exported within the first 6 months, it is likely 4 billion of them may be coming from illegal sources. That cannot surely be a solution.
Do you think the government measures have not been enough?
Mention one. That's why I keep telling you.
These are the measures that I'm mentioning.
Gold board is currently an enabler. It is not a solution. Because gold board is confirmed to be buying gold from these illegal sources. So
back to these arrests and detentions. I mean, there are options in civil law for persons who are victims. So there's the option of unlawful arrest, malicious prosecution, false imprisonment, why are you not pushing your members to sue the state and make an example out of the state for some of these?
There are several of our members who are in court actually suing the state for several of these things. But why should a citizen be harassed and put through all this torture? So he sues you before you do the right thing. That's the point. Why? What if one day we wake up and one doesn't survive? What if we wake up one day and somebody doesn't survive it? That's what we are talking about.
Thank you very much. That is Dennis Miracles Abuaje, the Director of Communications for the NPP's flag bearer in the 2024 election. The team is about making itself to Nema police station, the Nema police station, and the agenda by the protesters is to move directly to the police headquarters and to file a petition with the IGP for the IGP to intervene. A host of placards we are seeing here at the protest grounds. As you can see, we will not send his NDC, the judiciary, into a kangaroo court. Yɛn Suro Ahunahuna protest. We resist oppression. We resist state abuse. And Iyoko is for Ghana, not for Archers, Master Mahama. These are some of the that have been printed onto placards given to protesters as a way of indicating to them what the agenda is and what their concern really is. And as an NPP youth wing, the Ghana Police Service has stationed themselves the entire street to provide some form of protection for protesters and as a security. Let's speak to Dr. Bernard Okoboy. You are here since morning. So far, what do you make of the level of involvement of Ghanaian youth and NPP youth?
I think so far the participation has been impressive. It's been very peaceful, very orderly, and it's been done in a responsible manner. I think the least that the citizens can do is to come on the streets when they are not happy about something. And that's what we are doing this morning. We are not happy about the discriminatory and differential treatment or application of the law by the police. We are not also happy with the high-handedness that we see in the process of applying the law. And we are here to let the police know that it is better to be professional than to take instructions from a politician. Now, a politician will have an expiry date, but your professionalism will stay forever.
You've not disputed the fact that in some instances, the police in doing their work have very genuine reasons to do this work, like the inflammatory messages that have been passed on by some members or persons associated with the NPP.
You are a journalist. A message or talk, no matter how inflammatory, does not warrant criminal procedure or application of the law. We believe that if someone talks in a way which is not correct, at least take them through civil procedure. Let a judge hear them, let them come with a lawyer. If they are guilty, fine them or find a way to make sure that they become responsible. But to put a citizen in a black Maria, an armored van, for criticizing or let's say even let's grant that it was an insult to the IGP. That is not a society that tolerates, divergent behavior. And we have to speak against that.
We still have in our books offenses like false publication, causing fear and panic. Is it your argument that even though these offenses exist, we should not use them?
Any law that can be taken advantage of by a politician to oppress the citizenry, including journalists, is a bad law. And I urge you, especially the Fourth Estate, the media, to make sure that just as the criminal libel law was repealed, any law that someone can use, today it is us, the NPP. Tomorrow, the hawks in the NPP can also go for any law and say that the way you have reported from Channel 1 might breach public peace, and so you should be put in handcuffs. We cannot live in such a democracy.
Now let's get a word from the Honorable Dakwa Newman. She's also been here since morning. We've observed for you, when it comes to these issues, what exactly is a core to government and the Ghana Police Service?
Okay, it's pretty simple. We just want a fair and just society. That's it. That treats everybody equally. Doesn't have a different law for some in government and a different law for those in opposition. So that's all we are here for, to continue. All civil rights movements, they come with demonstrations, and even in the past, they used to come through pageants. So all these mediums are there to put our wants and the needs of civilians before the government, before the IG.
There are those who say that why won't you speak to your communicators? Why won't you speak to your communicators so that they make sure that they say the right things, that they do not insult, they do not make inflammation statements?
Okay. I'm sure you followed my politics over a period of time. No occasion have you seen me insult or say anything derogatory. Politics is different for everybody. The leadership has done what they have to do. We've cautioned all party members to ensure that the debates are decorous. And so we continue to do that. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So that's the Honorable Dakwa Newman. Let's speak to Abanga, NPP's Abanga. How's it been?
Cool. Just that the bad governance that we are all in. Yes.
I mean, so you're here to protest against the way the Ghana Police Service is treating.
Not only the Ghana Police Service, the entire security architecture. Every security agency is part. The way and manner they are treating our members is not fine. And we think we are in a democratic world, that country that we need to be respected. We need to be given the opportunity to speak.
Elements within the NDC say that the police are basically just doing their work. There's no abuse, there's no harassment. Actually, the Minister of Government Communications says there's nothing wrong. If you are arrested, you are remanded, you are granted bail, or you are granted bail, you are not able to meet your bail conditions.
Let's even take Chama Bronye's case for instance. We had NDC lawyers, and I will mention lawyer Hamza Suini, right? Yeah, he spoke against it. That the way Mana Bronye was handled was very bad, and he being an NDC, he was highly disappointed. Martin Pebula, senior lawyer Martin Pebu, who is I wouldn't say he's an NDC man, but more of his communications sides with the NDC. He spoke against it. You get it? So I don't know what the NDC people are talking about. You know, because they were born out of revolution. Yes, they don't understand democratic principles. Yeah, that's what I would say.
At the end of the day, what do you seek to achieve with this protest? What do you seek to achieve with this protest?
We are trying to send a signal and a notification to the government that we are all Ghanaians. You should not treat certain people special more than others. And we should be given the freedom to speak, to criticize the government where they are wrong. Look at the Galamsey, for instance. We don't have water. Our lands are being destroyed. Our forests are being degraded. In fact, Mahama has disappointed Ghana. Let me say NDC. They've disappointed us, and the promise they gave us, they told us they were coming to solve our problems. And even let me tell the university, the tuition free for first year students, they've not even fulfilled it. They are paying, but they are not done paying. So they've really disappointed us. This is not the kind of government that we voted. So all that I will say is that NPP members now, we should unite, we should come together. We should not allow the internal contest to divide us. Where we stand now, we need unity to be able to fight the NDC. We need unity. So I'll call on all NPP members and all youth, everybody. You see, let's preach the campaign messages of our candidates. Let's tell the people what our candidates are capable of doing. And what if they come, they will come and do. Rather than attacking and insulting each other. It rather makes us divert the attention rather
from the NDC than be fighting ourselves. So I think that that is what I have to say for now.
Thank you very much. So that is Abanga. He contested for the NPP's youth organizer position. The last election, lost to Salam Mustafa, but he made himself available at to the grounds here in support of the protest. The protesters have just got into the Nima police station, and also that is Dr. China. Let's speak to the man who is organizing this protest. We'll try and speak to the man himself who is organizing this protest. Salam Mustafa, how has it been for you so far? I mean, you've been at this hoping to send a strong signal to the government. Do you by now think that the numbers you've gotten and what has happened so far, you've been able to send that signal to government?
What do you think?
Well, what I think matters not at this moment.
Have you seen the numbers? Have you seen the numbers? That's NPP. Our spirit can never be broken. We are showing that we are united. And when I say we'll rise, we will rise. And that's what we are doing. This is just the beginning.
Just a bit of specifics. We know you are presenting a petition to the IGP. What again will you be doing as part of this protest?
When we are done, we will turn and come and go to the Jubilee House. We have another petition for the president. Then we will drop it for him. I'm sure they will take WhatsApp pictures of the petition and send it to him far away in the United States of America. And he will read it.
Did you consider rescheduling the protest because the president who you be presenting a petition to had to leave the country for the UN General Assembly?
No need. Yes, a WhatsApp phone. They will send him pictures. He will say it. The president is somebody who likes social media. By now, I'm sure he's watching his Facebook and other social media handles. He will see what the youth of the NPP are capable of doing. And I promise him, before I leave as youth leader, I will give this government a very, very good run for their money. That is a promise.
Is it that you're going to be in opposition element even if you don't have to be?
The government has shown bad faith. It is its own problems. And once it creates more problems, we will deal with them. So we are not those creating the problems for the government. They are those who keep creating their own problems. And we will not shy away from pointing them out to the government and the citizens at large. So it's a lot of work. And it's going to be a very long walk in this 4 years that John Dramani Mahama has to be president. It will be a very interesting long walk.
Is it your call that the government or the police should not arrest NPP persons even if they flout the law?
Not at all. When people break the law, they should be punished. But where there is selective application of the law, that is bad. When NPP people are caught, we all see the high-handedness. Black Maria, Rambo-style arrest and all that. Since this government came into office, have you seen anything like that towards anybody in the NDC? It's no. It tells you there's a problem. There's selectivity. And that's exactly why we are doing what we are doing now. So continue to protest.
If tomorrow, if the police arrest Chief Sofo Azokwa in a Black Maria, will you be then satisfied now?
No. That is equality before the law. Because that's what they are doing to NPP people. And that's what we want to see happen to everybody. Not just NPP people, but fair
equitable application of the law. That's all we're asking, not too much. No. But you treat NDC people as if they were first-class citizens and we are less, then that is a problem.
So is what they are doing wrong because it's wrong, or is because they are doing it only to NPP persons?
What they are doing is wrong. It's not just because it's NPP. And actually, I've mentioned time without number that when they are done doing it to NPP people, they will come after you, all of you. Today, it might be NPP people because we wear political colors. I don't know if you have NDC membership card. If you don't, then I can bet you are going to be in the same soup that we find ourselves. So let's do the right thing.
We know that when the party hierarchy did a protest against the attempt to remove the Chief Justice then, there were attempts to bring in some other political parties. But this time around, it's just the NPP youth wing. Were there any efforts made to bring other persons on board?
This is the youth wing I lead. This is the New Patriotic Party, the National Youth Wing that I lead. That I called on the youth to come out, and they have listened. That is it.
All right, thank you very much. So you heard there from Salam Mustafa. He is the national youth organizer of the New Patriotic Party. Let's speak to the Greater Accra youth organizer of the NPP. I mean, it's happening in your region, and I should believe that you were instrumental in the organization. Was it difficult selling the story to the NPP youth to come out in their numbers on a Tuesday, working day like this to protest against the state?
It was never difficult. Organization is part of our DNA. And as a youth leader of the region, whenever I say Jack, you have them in thousands. This communique went to the youth just a couple of days ago because the police, as usual, was being a little lackadaisical. So we were not too sure about the date, whether being granted or not. So just about a couple of days, we got the green light from our national youth organizer. I called on my youth, and boom, they all came. If you look at my back, you see them in thousands. This is called Ukuma Prima Apembeba. We are not intimidated.
Do you think that this is sending the right signal to the government against what you've described as harassment?
Well, of course, demonstration is part of our constitutional rights. At any point in time when we feel that things are not going well, we have the right to come out and demonstrate and show our displeasure to the government towards what is going on. Now, if you look at what is going on, the government has made it clear, it is very lucid, that the government is not interested in our welfare. The government is not interested in the jobs that he promised us. The teeming youth of Ghana voted massively for the NDC and for that matter John Mahama, so that he could realize the 24-hour economy that he promised us. But we believe that 24-hour economy was going to boost job employment. We are not seeing it. In 8 months, about 9 months after elections, we are not seeing anything like that. He promised us 1 job, 3 shifts. What it means is that every job is going to accommodate about 3 people, usually the youth. And we are not seeing that. So the teaming youth have come to realize that they have actually sold their color TV for a black and white.
The government is just 9 months old. It's putting measures. There's the big push agenda that has been launched. The president said all places within the country is going to be a construction zone. That is
serious enough. It would take them just 8 days to end Galamsey. So on their scale of preference, the youth are unemployed. Look at the Galamsey issues. Now they are not getting good water to drink. And they were able to tell us that if we were serious enough, we could have used only 8 days to stop that. They have 9 months, they haven't been able to stop it. They have 9 months, they haven't been able to create any job opportunity for the youth. And what we are saying is that we know that they actually lied to the youth. They actually lied. And now we have come to a realization that whatever they said was a fallacy. And so we are marching to prove to the government, to tell the government that enough is enough. Enough of the intimidation, enough of the harassment. The teaming youth of Ghana, we are calling on all of you. Let's come out and take on what belongs to us. Thank you very much.
What is the exact call to government in this protest? Is it that don't arrest NPP persons? Or if you arrest them, treat them this? What exact call are you making to the government and the police?
Well, criminalities are criminalities. If anybody fall foul, it is in the hands of the police to do so. But what is good for the goose is equally good for the gander. You cannot separate us. You cannot, come out with favoritism, nepotism, and all of that. We don't agree to that. If an MPP falters and you pick him up, if an NDC falters, you also have to pick him up. There shouldn't be any form of discrepancy. There shouldn't be any form of discrimination. That's what we are saying.
Thank you very much. So that's Mandela, the Greater Accra youth organizer of the New Patriotic Party, taking us through what it took to galvanize this support for the protest. He's happy and excited about the number of people already who are participating in this particular protest. The Ghana Police Service, as I've said, have stationed themselves on either side of the road to provide security and to make sure that the security arrangements that were agreed upon have been adhered to. Again, we can see that the NPP has its own internal security mechanism, which have formed a human war barricade for the protesters and some of the organizers. The team is about getting to the Akweje interchange. So the team is about getting close to the Akweje interchange, and then pretty soon they would get to their first stop, where a petition is to be presented to the Inspector General of Police. Let's see if we can get some more persons who are part of this protest to speak to. Let's speak to Robbie Ashanti. Robbie, are you protesting or exercising?
In fact, I'm doing both. I'm doing both. And we are serious. You can see the numbers for yourself. If anybody in this government is thinking that MPP, we are joking, I think that person is supposed to revise his or her nose. Clearly, this government has disappointed us in the last 9 months that they've gotten the opportunity to govern over this country. They gave Ghanaians lofty promises. Promises that at the time, we in the MPP knew they are not practical. They cannot implement them. These were just campaign propaganda. But then we went into the pool. Ghanaians trusted the message they gave them and voted them overwhelmingly. What are we witnessing today? What are we witnessing today? Let me ask you, my brother. Check our water bodies across the country. Have they been able to bring Galamsey under control? The answer is no. They have failed. Today, Galamsey has swallowed this government. Today, Galamsey has swallowed this government. Clearly, this government has no clue so far as the fight against Galamsey is concerned.
But illegal mining, they had also said that the NPP has no moral right whatsoever to speak about Galamsey because you pretended over the destruction of our water body.
We are all living witnesses to the various interventions Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo and his government put in place. Yes, I can understand. If Ghanaians were so satisfied with our performance so far as the fight against Galamsey was concerned, I am not sure they would have voted us out of power. They voted for the NDC because John Mahama promised them that in the next 120 days, he is going to make sure that Galamsey is brought to a control, or the Galamsey is controlled. But what are we seeing today? We are seeing another form of Galamsey, and as alleged, today, senior government officials, senior party officials across police stations, constituency, region and national, they are the people leading the Galamsey. They are the people leading the Galamsey.
Is this something you have?
Today, as alleged, today, as alleged, the gold board is now a decoy that the NDC is using to perpetrate Galamsey in Ghana. Let me tell you, please, we are not even concerned about all of that. Our concern and the very reason why we are embarking on this demonstration is that this government clearly is not ready to respect our democracy, is not prepared to ensure that there's the rule of law. We are not going to shield any government official or any former government official that has questions to answer. No, we will not shield anybody. Our General Secretary on many occasions have said that. The party leadership at all times, when we have the opportunity, we have said that. But what we will not accept is the injustice. What we will not accept is the unfair application of the law. It appears that in Ghana now we have two laws. We have laws for the NDC people and we have laws for the NPP people. When this government came into office, there are a number of the NDC people that were put before court. There were a number of cases that prima facie was established. Most of them were even on trial. This Attorney General came and filed a nolle prosequi, discontinued all these cases. Then they are telling us that they are fighting corruption.
Of the many people who have been arrested, a great majority of them have been because of alleged inflammatory comments. You're the Deputy Director of Communications of the NPP. Beyond the fact that the state and the security agencies may not be treating these persons well, have you yourself taken notice of comments by activists and communicators of the party? And what actions is the communications department taking about these?
Okay, thank you very much, my brother. Like I mentioned, let me also put on record once again that we are not against any lawful arrest of any individual. The laws of Ghana must be allowed to work. We are only concerned when the law is applied to one particular party people as against the other. That cannot be a fair. So that cannot be fair. So my brother, like you mentioned that most of the people arrested, one way or the other, might have committed some offense. Let me tell you, most of the arrest has to do with corruption. Chamaun to me that they are arrested.
I'm interested in those who have been arrested because of their comments, and who are party communicators or party activists.
What comments?
And as a deputy communicator, have you taken notice of some of these inflammatory comments?
I have taken notice of them. There is a reason why, as a country, we repealed the Criminal Libel Act. We repealed it so that there will be freedom of expression. We repealed it so that people can be allowed to express themselves freely without any form of intimidation. What did Abronya said? Abronya only said that the IGP is corrupt. That is what he said. So if somebody should say that a public official, somebody who is being paid by the taxpayers is corrupt, does that warrant an arrest? Does that warrant a remand?
If he says it in a manner that could affect the security of the state, there's a law that criminalizes it.
In law, if somebody speaks against your personality, the best to do is to file a civil charge against the person. That is the best to do. And in our law books, misdemeanor is one of the lesser cases. Misdemeanor is one of the lesser cases. And you cannot be in public service and then you don't want people to criticize you. That cannot work. Do you remember when Akufo-Addo was president? An SHS student went and said that he wants to cut Akufo-Addo's head. Did anybody arrest him? Nobody arrested the person. So today, we are telling John Dramani Mahama that the guarantee for freedom of expression is expressly expressed in our constitution. Nobody can undermine that provision. People must be allowed to express themselves willingly and freely. We have come far with our democracy. We have come very far with our democracy. What didn't the NDC say when they were in opposition? What didn't Sami Jenfi say when they were in opposition? What didn't Basentale say when they were in opposition? Captain Smart, what didn't he say when we were in opposition? Who chased after them? Who chased after them? A young, brilliant young man by name Adenta Kumi petitioning the president to take certain course of action. Adon, he was arrested. The wife was a nursing mother. He was arrested. Sir Obama posted a video that was already in circulation, drawing the attention of the security about the happenings in the country. They broke through his door and arrested him at dawn. What kind of a country are we running? What kind of country are we in? Are we in a kangaroo state? That is not fair. We want an IGP that is not political. We want an IGP that is professional.
Current IGP is political.
Oh, he's too political. He is too political. Very political.
What shows? What shows?
Oh, there have been several instances. An IGP that is not tolerant. An IGP that cannot even accept the criticism of opposition party. Come on. An IGP must have a big chest to accommodate all manners of things. We've seen IGPs in this country. Is that, look at the numbers here. Not everybody here is an NPP person. A lot of them are lovers of democracy that are concerned about the manner in which the MPC is abusing our laws. My brother, this message is clear.
That is Krobia Ashanti. He is the MPP's director of communications. So there's a group here called Law Students Network that will be speaking to pretty soon. We've gotten to the Accra interchange. The group is about making its way to the police headquarters, where let's speak to. Senior, what's your name and what group do you represent?
Yes, my name is Kwaku Jesse. I'm a leading member of the Law Students Network of Ghana. Yes, and we are here this morning to also participate in a very clarion call, a collective agenda, an agenda that shakes the very foundation of our country, the foundation that is built on our constitution, and the constitution that has enshrined the rights and liberties of people of this country. We believe that we can associate with this demonstration because there have been series of activities that trample upon the fundamental human rights of people. Every offense is bailable. So where in this age and time of country like Ghana, where people are arrested and their right to bail are infringed upon, we cannot sit in a country where people's right to bail, people's right to liberty as enshrined in Article 14 and even in criminal procedures as enshrined in Article 19, they do not have access to fair trial. We cannot countenance this. I think that time has come for every meaningful Ghanaian to rise and say that no, we cannot have a political dispensation where people will be arrested, they'll be accused, and they don't even have the right to bail. That cannot be countenanced. That is why the Law Student Network, having seen that what is happening has legal implications, we have also added our voice to this call.
And I mean, as law students, you know that bail is generally at the discretion of the judge, yes, who considers things like the availability, yes, of the person who has, yes, been charged. Yes. So it is well within the rights of the judge to also remand the person, or even if they have granted bail, yes, to put some conditions, yes, there to ensure the appearance of the person, yes, for trial.
Yes, yes, very so. That the law is, in fact, the law on bail is in a way at the discretionary judgment and understanding of the judge. However, the truth of the matter is that the Criminal Offences Act and the Procedure Act says that the law on bail should not be used as a punishment. So even as a judge, if you have the discretionary powers to grant bail or not grant bail, you cannot use it as a way of punishment. So we saw in the case of Wuntumi at the Yoko that the one who was exercising judicial powers, that is the Yoko, was rather using bail conditions to punish the man. And in the Martin Pebu case, we have been told that every offense is bailable. So why then will you place 50 million Ghana cedis bail condition on somebody? It means that you are making it hardship. And the law says that you cannot make bail condition hardship to the accused.
Do you understand the facts of the case, and do you know if the amount of money involved in that matter is not equal or even above the 50 million, because usually when it comes to bail, the judges will equate the bail bond to the amount of money involved in the offense.
Obviously, that is why people are contesting even the discretionary powers of Yoko. Yoko should have gone to court to now seek how to vary the condition. But Yoko unilaterally said that they have granted or they have placed that condition. And we thought that it is irrational. Why? Because everybody is entitled to be processed before court within 48 hours. So if you arrest somebody and you want to grant the person bail, and in this modern Ghana, you say that the person should fetch 50 million Ghana cedis as a condition with other sureties, how would the person do this within 48 hours? So obviously, it means that you want to keep the person in custody more than 48 hours. And that is what we saw. That was what we saw. So clearly, you could see that activities of state institutions, government department, in dealing with bail conditions of accused people have always been the case to punish them. And you cannot punish anybody without the court saying that the person has flouted the law. That is why we feel that the time has come for all of us, you the media, everybody to come together and say that we cannot run a democracy like this. We cannot. Look at Abronye's case. Where did we have criminal libel law in our constitution? So why would the judge say that I have refused an accused person what? The right to bail, and I've remanded the person for 2 weeks, and you all saw the public outcry. So it means that even if they have their discretionary powers to judge whether they will vary bail conditions, they must do that to the betterment of the accused, to the betterment of the Ghanaian man, and also to support the rights and liberties of the ordinary Ghanaian. If you don't have bail conditions in that case, then we say that that is abuse of power, and that is the point we are making.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Way to the Jubilee House, where they are expected to submit a petition to the presidency. When we spoke to the youth organizer of the NPP, he acknowledged that they understand that the president is out of the country, but because of the existence of technology, they believe that the existence of technology, the petition will be sent to the president. Some of the protesters singing here.
Follow you. Hey, go!
Relax, we are meeting your leadership. Relax. We are all going. Let's go.
The commander of the blue one. Yes, the commander of the blue one. The commander of the blue one is here. The Moses of our time. The Moses of our time.
IGP must resign. IGP must resign.
He can. Articulate it.
So the protesters have currently got into the police CID headquarters, and then they will soon be presenting a petition to the Inspector General of the Ghana Police Service. One of the leaders of the protesters, Moses Abo, leading the protesters in your shot. The Ghana Police Service have a human barricade as one of their ways of giving some form of security protection as part of this protest. A petition is expected to be submitted to the Inspector General of Police, who they believe has not done his work well, who they believe has by the government to stifle freedom of speech. So the protesters currently crowd will be ushered in for a delegation from the National Police or the Ghana Police Service to receive their petition. A petition which say to tell the Ghana Police Service that they are not doing their job well. Well, some bit of scaffold are in there. Some of the protesters want to make their way to the frontage of police headquarters. Hello.
And then the media will stand here.
We are still live.
Chief, we can come here. This is a short event.
What do you? Make it. We've arrived at the police headquarters after struggles staff and getting through the thick police barricade. We've been able to come to the frontage of the police headquarters where the address be handed to representatives of the Ghana service.
Sorry.
Police, the media.
Chief,
Police.
Then use the microphone for the speakers so that we can capture from there.
Thank you.
No, the media.
Madam, woman media phone Now, the media, we want everybody to be aware. Hello! It's okay. The National Youth Organizer will present the petition on behalf of the National Youth Wing of the New Patriotic Party.
Good morning, our colleagues from the media, the Ghana Police Service. First and foremost, we are grateful that you are here to receive our petition. We would have been happy if the IGP were here in person to receive the petition himself. However, we are optimistic that, and so would the message be transmitted to him. Our friends from the media, we have a petition for the IGP of the Republic of Ghana. As you're all aware, about 2 weeks ago, we announced that we will be having a protest against the Ghana police alongside other security agencies in the country and also the presidency of the Republic of Ghana. We have grievances that we want to put before you, the security agencies of this country, and also the government. First and foremost, the name of our demo is Yɛn Suro Ahunahuna. And also, this is a petition by the New Patriotic Party to the office of the President and the Inspector General of Police. We have concerns that one, there is selective application of the law in this country, which does not augur well for the building of a thriving and vibrant democracy. The New Patriotic Party handed over power to the National Democratic Congress on the 7th of January 2025 after a peaceful election and a peaceful transfer of power. However, afterwards, we have seen a pattern of harassment in the form of arrest of NPP people. In the petition, we have mentioned a number of people that the police and other security agencies have arrested for relatively unjustifiable reasons. I can mention but a few that of Adenta Kumi, Mohammed Amadou Zako, who only made a Facebook post, and because of that he was taken into custody. I can mention Okatachie Afifa Mensa, who was also bundled by security forces after he had finished writing an exam and taken into custody. IGP, I can also mention Gordon Asare Bediakun, a journalist who was picked up for essentially no reason. Worst of all, we saw the police on a raid of a young man, Sir Obama. And IGP, it was sad to see that a heavily built man broke down the door of a very young man with his family without the decency of a knock and an invitation. We think that this is sordid to the democracy that we have. Also, young people were picked up because of conversation on TikTok. IGP, young people find avenues to vent out one, either their spleen or to have entertainment. We are in the new age of new media. We want to put before you that the high-handedness with which you handle these cases is very terrible. The selective application of the law has become flagrant, that everybody under the sun, even beyond the sun, can see that when NDC people do wrong, you don't treat them the same way you treat NPP people. IGP, before you is a petition signed by the General of the New Patriotic Party on the threats on the life of the minority leader, Afenyo Markin, my boss here, the national organizer, Nana B, and the minority chief whip, Honorable Adodopre. Nothing has happened to Wahab, who is the constituency communication officer in the Wakwa North. IG, also, we saw Chairman Azoka live video during the Akwetia by election assaulting our national chairman. Mr. IGP, with all due respect, we saw a statement that Chairman Azoka had arrested and granted bail. Immediately that release came, Chairman Azoka released a video sitting at his base in Tamale, where I come from, with his and laughing. Obviously, laughing at the police, exposing you. Mr. IGP, I know you. I got to know you somewhere 2011 when Young Patriots, which I was a member, were going to organize the first demonstration when the NPP was in opposition. You were then the regional commander here in Greater Accra, so I know you. I fine police officer. Unfortunately, IG, we think you are going to dent your career, and if you don't watch it, if you allow politics to get into your work, you will live with a very bad legacy. I'm sure when we mention IGP Alassane, we can credit something to him. When we mention IGP Dampari, we can see the transformation he has brought to the police service. IGP Christian Tete Yehonu, what legacy would you leave? We have demands that one, the police service henceforth desist from the Rambo style arrest. It doesn't augur well for our democracy. The Rambo style arrest is putting the lives of people in danger. And I will tell you one thing, that you have caused our regional in Bunu Chairman Ibrahim the life of his brother when police officers broke into his house and shot his brother right in front of them. They were not too sure whether these were police people or bandits. Police service, you are supposed to protect us, not hurt us, humanize us, and not destroy us. Don't allow to use their shenanigans and the attempt to instill the culture of violence in Ghana. Therefore, on behalf of the party, we are presenting this petition to you. But please, kindly, send this to IG and send him the best of our regards. And that as much as we wish him well, if he doesn't sit up, he will leave as a very terrible IG. Thank you very much.
Very excellent.
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, our friends from the media, this morning, the Inspector General of Police, Christian Tete Yehonu, has delegated members of the Police Management Board to meet you and collect this petition on behalf of the police station and the Inspector General of Police. Leading members of the Police Management Board is Commissioner of Police, Dr. Saibu Gariba. I want to assure you that the petition that has been received by members of the Police Management Board will be duly presented to the Inspector General of Police.
Thank you.
And we want to thank you very much for the successful demonstration so far. We urge you to continue with a peaceful demonstration so that the day that is winning. And I can assure you that the police administration, the Inspector General of Police, will look into your petition. Thank you very much and welcome.
That's mine.
There's who must sleep.
Hansen.
The national youth organizer of the new party, Salam Mustafa, he is done given the petition to a delegation who received the petition on behalf of the Inspector General of Police. In the petition, he for which they believe amounted to an abuse on the rights of related to the NPP, and also he also noted that some of the actions of the police service is against the tenets of democracy and listed issues like the arrest and detention of the chairman of the NPP and a person of Abronya. He also talked about the arrest and detention of Obama Pokwase, who is a social media activist of the NPP. He's saying that the IGP risks being described as a terrible IGP if he does not change his modus operandi, and they are also calling on him to act on petitions that have been brought to him with respect to threats against the life of the minority leader Alexander Apenyomakin, as well as threats against some officers of the party. In addition, he's saying that the police should arrest Chief Sofo Azoka and prosecute him as well. The protesters at the moment are moving from the police headquarters and are heading towards the Jubilee House to present a petition to the presidency. We will then be making our way out of the Ghana Police Service headquarters frontage to the CID headquarters, where the protest is expected to continue in earnest. The NPP says that their call is simple. Their call is for the Ghana Police Service and security agencies to treat the NPP as Ghanaians and to let them enjoy rights that they are supposed to enjoy as Ghanaians of this republic. We've cited a number of members of parliament who have made themselves available here at the protest ground. And the short is the Weja Bawe, Member of Parliament, Jerry Ahmed Shaib. We will later try to see if we can get a word from him. That is the Deputy National Youth Organizer of the NPP, Jihad. We will speak to him on the petition that has been presented by his boss, and for him to say some few things about what exactly they seek to achieve with this petition.
Move forward. Tell the boys, move the crowd, move them to go.
Jihad, yes. I mean, having been instrumental in putting together this protest, will you say that so far so good?
I mean, I believe that, it's resounding. As you can see, a wide number of the Ghanaian youth have showed up in support of this demonstration. It shows clearly that majority of us are concerned about the way and manner the governance is going. You go everywhere, and this has been the major concern of young people, that you cannot deny us of the use of the social media. That is a major platform that we have today for us to voice out our concerns. And so if you've seen these young people here, it doesn't matter whether you're NPP, it doesn't matter whether you're market women, obviously it cuts across. They are only voicing one concern, that they are not going to sit down and allow a government to hoodwink us and seize our freedom and censor what we put out there. We all share a common concern that indeed there's a need for us to sanitize the media landscape. But the NDC as a party is not in the right position in the government to be doing this thing, because we all saw what they did with Kevin Taylor and a number of our media houses who were in a black man not, and we saw what they did with journalists. And so if you've seen us here today, we are impressed with what we've done so far. I believe that time and again, it is only a hope that the NDC and the government is going to respond positively to this media, to this procession. If it doesn't happen, we'll go on over and over again until changes happen in the system.
I mean, you've presented a petition to the police. Right. Ordinarily, that should be enough because it is the Ghana Police Service who actually are embarking on these arrests that you're describing as harassment. Why are you extending it to the presidency?
I mean, the vice president is the chairman of the police council, the chairperson of the police council. All the security agencies are under the government. And if there has been any time that the coercive powers of the state have been brought against the citizenry, it's been under the command of the president. A president who touts himself as being a communicator, a president who touts himself as a champion of human rights should not be seen advocating for a clampdown on media freedom, advocating for the need for young people to be arrested. And if they are going to be arrested, they are not being invited to the police offices. Their doors have been broken into. They are being seized like criminals, put in Black Maria for voicing out their concerns. This is not the republic that we want. This is not the reset we voted for. And therefore, there is a need for us, who forebears have been the champions of the criminal labor law, for us to speak out. And that is exactly what we are doing.
I mean, there are instances where some of these people, the police have expressed frustration that they do not attend to invitations. And so you would seem to understand why the police will have to arrest them.
At the end of the day, is there any evidence that somebody was invited and the person didn't show up? We've been in this republic where individuals who are supposedly under the invitation of Yoko have been placed with a bail condition of about $90 million Ghana cedis, 80 million Ghana cedis, 30 million Ghana cedis. People who are widely known in this country, people who have enough to show that even if they are working in mass, somebody can identify them. We believe that is the way to, that is not the way to go. And so it's only proper that we resort to a democratic means, which is guaranteed under the Constitution of Ghana, for us to do a demonstration. And so far, you can also attest that it's been very peaceful.
Your boss, in the petition to the police, rehashed the petition that has been sent with respect to threats against the minority leader. Is it that the police have not acted at all, or you think they are slow to act?
Well, but you know, the sham nature by which selective justice is also being applied in this country is also a matter of concern. You've seen recently how people attacked a number of people at Ablequman North. We didn't see them. We raised concerns with the government. They only came to tell us that they've placed them before a court and only a fine of about 6,000 cedis have been placed on them. To date, we never saw what happened in the court. We only see statements. We've not even seen these people. If a former and a sitting member of parliament can be attacked this way, how can a sitting national executive of the NDC threaten the life of a minority leader and nothing to date has come from the government? These are all concerns that we think that the nation needs to wake up to. Indeed, we've also said it. Today, maybe the NPP, they've gone after our leadership, they've gone after individuals, they've gone after our base for speaking out. They've equally gone after the media. You cannot sit back and say that it doesn't concern you. Today may be us, tomorrow it could be you. That is why all of us need to wake up and speak up now. Because if you don't take care, by the time they come for you, nobody will be there to speak for you.
Do you have timelines with which you would expect to hear from the police and eventually when you present this to the government? What exactly will you be expecting from the government?
For now, we are being reasonable. A first step is present a petition. We believe that beyond the petition, we will engage the diplomatic community as well. The various CSO concerned with human rights issues are equally going to be petitioned. This is a systemic thing that we are doing. Obviously, at any point in time, we shall go back, review the progress of work, and if there is a need for us to intensify, do more, move region to region. But we shall not stop until we see a change in this country.
And if you say you shall not stop, what again can you do?
We expect discipline. The mantra of the Ghana Police Service is service with integrity. What we are seeing is not service with integrity. We have seen service with selectivity. And I don't think that this is what the Constitution guarantees us. We expect that the application of justice must cut across. A government that finance, champion, and advance the cause of Kevin Taylor to insult everybody in this country, whether meaning, whether media, so long as you don't support the NDC, they come after you. Cannot today turn around and say that they are arresting young people who are only finding themselves on social media to advocate their case. We've seen what happened in Nigeria. We've seen what happened in Kenya. And recently, we've also seen what's happened in Nepal. I believe that this is a warning to the government. If you try to take away the voice of young people will protest, young people will rebel. And as we have said, resist oppressors.
What will you say to those who say that, I mean, this is just an avenue that the NPP Youth Wing is seeking to revitalize it, to exercise itself, and really there's nothing critical at play here?
I mean, let's everything assume that is true. A political party exists to win elections. And so if that is the benefit, is smooth. But if they will continue intimidating people, they will continue attacking people, they will continue, all kinds of shenanigan approaches, trying to silence dissent. This is not something we are going to coward ourselves and allow it to continue.
Thank you very much. Isaac J. Hyde is the Deputy National Youth Organizer for the NPP. The team has gotten back to the Accra interchange and will be making a 300-meter, about a kilometer walk, I must say, to the Jubilee House, where they are expected to present a petition to the presidency. They believe that the elements within the police and within the security architect who are abusing, allegedly, the rights of persons affiliated to the NPP are doing so on explicit instructions of the government. And so they believe that there's a need for a petition to be sent to the seat of government for the government to take this keenly and to work towards addressing this problem where they say that opposition voices are being stifled. It looks like the whole NPP is out. I mean, we've seen some of the people who usually when we go to the party headquarters, you will see them, some of them are administrators. Why is it important for you to come here and join us?
For his own interest. For his own interest. I don't know what the benefit that the government got out of NPP arresting NPP people every day here and there. But rather than NDC were demonstrating against Galamsey, and today
are not looking at their priorities straight and are not doing what they are expected to do, but rather vesting their energies in allegedly harassing and abusing their opponent. We have seen Nana Lloyd, a deputy organizer of the New Patriotic Party. He's come here to, it looks like now you seem to be in some quite good health after that unfortunate incident at Ablekuma North, I must say.
By the grace of God, I'm doing so well. But once in a while, I feel some pains in my knees, but I'm still working on it. I'm good. And it is the reason why we are here. My incident is part of the reason why we are here. The state is using the security services to suppress us, but we are not going to avail ourselves for them. We will match them. We are ready to match them boot for boot. And this is just the beginning. And we are hoping that the president is going to listen to us. If he doesn't listen, worst thing is going to happen in this country. We are ready. We are ready to face anything until they kill all of us.
We are told that the people who attacked you have been convicted and they've been fined 6,000 cedis each. How did the news come to you?
You see, funny enough, I've decided not to even talk about these matters because this journey is a long way. This journey is a very long way, and we believe that slowly we shall get there. Now, listen, we've witnessed violence attacks in elections, okay? This is the first time that a political party has been attacked unprovoked. You know, we believe that before there will be any attack or any violence, we believe that there should be some misunderstanding or some level of argument. But this is the first time that unprovoked, they attacked us. Look at what happened to our sister, our Kumsi. Look at what happened to myself, unprovoked. This tells you that these people don't believe in the democracy that we've been fighting for all these years. So if they don't believe in it, then we are ready for them.
When you say you are ready for them, what exactly do you mean?
We are ready. We are ready to protect ourselves. We
How?
are ready. Because there's a law in this country. There's a law in this country. If you don't follow the law to arrest me, I also resist. If you don't follow the law to arrest me, I also resist. If you don't believe in the law, I wouldn't believe in the law too. If you want to, you are in power. You told Ghanaians something before they voted for you. Why don't you work with what you told them? The promises you made to Ghanaians, the lies you told Ghanaians. Why don't you work with it? Focus and deliver to Ghanaians. Ghanaians voted for you for a reason. You've left all the reasons. When we came to power in 2017, less than 5 months, we were able to implement our flagship policy, which is the free education. Have you heard anything about the 24-hour economy, the women's bank? What has happened to it? This is the government. You see, when it comes to NDC, we, the NPP, we believe that there's nothing good that will come out from them. But Ghanaians decided to give them a try. And the try you gave them, this is what we are seeing. Arresting people. In fact, some of us, we don't want to talk much, but we are ready. We are ready to meet them boot for boot. Yes.
Well, that is Nana Lloyd. He is a deputy national organizer of the New Patriotic Party. Unfortunately, he was attacked during the Ablekuma North rerun. He tells us that he's doing quite well. However, from time to time, he sometimes gets some pain to his knee. However, he says he's doing well. He has expressed his disappointment at the level of sentence that was given to the persons who attacked him. But he's also saying that the NPP will advise itself to protect itself if the Ghana Police Service cannot protect them. The Ghana Police Service includes when the Ghana Police Service continues to abuse their rights. Some announcements ongoing here at the demonstration ground. We are just a few moments away from the Jubilee House, where a petition is expected to be presented to the president. The president is out of the country, but they expect that the demands be sent to the president via WhatsApp.
Nobody takes the first stage. Everybody leave the frontage for leadership. We are in a major security zone.
Sorry.
The protest is ongoing. The protest team have just gotten to the Jubilee House, led by various organizers and factionaries of the NPP. Let's speak to Moses Abo.
Yes, my brother.
You are commander of the Blue Army. I've seen you in almost all protests against the arrest, the detention of people. I should believe that this protest is of some significance and importance to you, having followed all these arrests and detentions.
At the end of the day, this is what I was calling for, because I feel that what the Ghana police and the NDC government are doing is unfair to the good people of Ghana. I was calling on this, and today, by the grace of God, he has come, and we are protecting, letting the international community, the Peace Council, religious bodies should know the kind of Rambo style and intimidation style that the NDC and police are doing in this country. And we have petitioned the Ghana police. We are here to petition the President of the Republic of Ghana. Thank you very much.
Are you excited with how the participation has been from the youth wing of the party?
At the end of the day, we are protesting to go and give a petition. And the numbers that we are expecting, we have even gotten more numbers. But we're not expecting more. We are just expecting a few people so that they will join us with a national youth organizer and go and petition the president and the Ghana police. And I think it's okay.
All right. All right, thank you very much. So that is Moses Abo, a former Greater Accra Regional Youth Organizer of the NPP. Youth Patriotic Party, and he has marshaled his voice almost every time to police stations, to court houses, when persons affiliated to the NPP are arrested. And so similarly, he's to this protest to express his dissatisfaction for how the Ghana Police Service has been treating persons associated with the NPP. Their demand is simple, that treat the NPP just as you treat any other Ghanaian. They say that do not have a different scorecard for treating Ghanaians from the way you treat the NPP. Well, the protesting team is about 300 meters away from the frontage of the Jubilee House. As you can see in a shot, police officers in their riot control gear ready to provide security as the protesters go to the Jubilee House to present a petition to the protestants go to the Jubilee House to present a petition to the presidency. As I've noted earlier, they are well aware that the president is not in town, but they hope that their demands will be sent to the president via electronic means. Then they say that they are well aware that the president is one who fancies social media very well, and so they are hoping that their demands will be made known to the president, and the president will act on same. Prior to this, they have presented a petition to a representative of the Inspector General of Police, saying that the Inspector General of Police risks being a terrible IGP if he does not change his ways from using the police to harass members of the NPP, allegedly. The Ghana Police Service on its own have given assurance that their demands will be looked into, and where there's a need for response, the appropriate response will be given to them. We are just some 50 meters away from the frontage of the Jubilee House, and here again there are some with some barricades ready to receive the protesters, and so journalists are being positioned to the right hand side, closer to the church. Then a representative from the presidency was to come on to receive their petition. Let's speak to an aide to Dr. Mahmoud Baumia. You've observed the way the police have handled this so far. I feel the way as protest is going.
As you can have, you know, so that
Let's respect the rights of people. Let's stop committing people in the media before they are even taken to court. See the rule of law in this. Thank you.
Sharing his views as Selective have gotten to the frontage of the Jubilee House, and we're expecting that the petitions will soon be submitted. And from the indication we've gotten from the organizers, it's supposed to be the final stop for the petitioners. They've already submitted a petition to the Inspector General of Police, which was received by a representative of the IJP. And that petition that they submitted to the Inspector General of Police. Protest by the New Patriotic Party, what they describe as an abuse of power by the government and by the Ghana Police Service. Here at the Jubilee House to in the way the petition will be presented. We are waiting.
Come out.
Our bloggers, this guys, our bloggers.
Open, let them. Rabia, GTV.
The petition is about to be presented.
Charlie,
The media is representative of the new party. Thank you. Fantastic. I'm in the we're ready. Today I'm not part of the NPP. I'm the new media. Go. Oh. Is that Jikunu? I'm media representative.
Petition.
This is your microphone.
Yes.
Why your microphone?
Yeah, arrange work. Okay, so media, are you ready?
Hand it down.
We are here at the Jubilee House, the seat of government. The new patriotic party, through the national youth of the party, states against what we would describe as a deliberate institutions, specifically the security institutions, purpose members of the opposition party. So the party is fully behind, and today we are here to present this petition to His Excellency the President, John Dramani Mahama. On behalf of the party, the national youth leader of the party, Salam Mustafa, will do the presentation on behalf of the National Youth Wing. Thank you. Salam.
Thank you very much. First of all, good afternoon.
Salam, come here, come here. Yes.
We wish that His Excellency the President himself were here to receive this petition. However, we understand he is on national assignment at the UN. This message will get to him. Your Excellency, the Republic of Ghana, John Dramani Mahama, January 2025. His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo bequeath a peaceful country to His Excellency the President John Dramani Mahama. However, we decry a certain pattern that we have noticed over the last few months, being arrest, harassment, especially. Your Excellency, I can mention so many people, young people, who have been arrested for mainly and justifiable reasons, say misdemeanors. This we find very worrying, especially the mode of arrest. And some of the occasions break of the law and the trampling upon the freedom and liberties of the individuals involved. I can mention to you a young man called Mohammed Ahmad Zakor, who was arrested for a Facebook post. I can mention to you a journalist in the person of Gordon Asari Bediakun, who was arrested for largely unknown reasons. Again, another journalist, Okatechie Afrifa Mensa, exams, was accosted by 3 full pickups, armed men to the teeth, bundled him like a chicken and threw him in their pickup and took him away. Without any warrant and without any explanation, he was taken to the Blue Gate. Your Excellency, recently a young man, Sir Obama, was arrested because of a post that he had done on Facebook. He was accused of displaying false information. He was charged with publication of false information. However, that particular post had circulated for a number of days before Sir Obama posted same. And the IGP, when he went to Boko, his vehicle was shot at. Recently in Sampa, We saw gunshots that people died. Here in Accra, somewhere in Soweto, people were killed. In the president's own backyard in Benyiri, 13 people were killed. And some of our compatriots are still in La Côte d'Ivoire as we speak. Boko has become a nightmare for all of us. However, the state security went to pick Sir Obama up for the obvious truth that he had posted, that indeed civilians wielded dangerous weapons. Recently, some TikTokers were arrested. Your Excellency, young people, especially of this new generation, are availed to so many new tools, and new media being one of them. They go to have conversations and have fun on social media. Today we are being told that conversations on social media can warrant arrest. That one of the most bizarre cases I can point out to you is that when Fanti Comedy was invited to appear before the police, he went in the company of a friend called Yaira, our North Tongue woman organizer. Upon arrival, the police had invited was now told she was also under arrest and she was taken into custody as well. Your Excellency, recently, 2 young ladies were arrested all the way in Shayasu in Kumasi, Ashanti region on a Friday and brought to Accra without any information to their parents or anybody. The MP of the area was told, and the MP combed all the police stations in Accra here and didn't find them. They simply would not mention where they had kept these young ladies, 24 years and 26. It was an unintentional visit at the CID headquarters that my attention was drawn to the presence of those young ladies. And when I went in, the young ladies were writing their statement without a lawyer. Then I asked the investigator, where is their counsel? They have none. Yet they were being asked to write. I took my phone and I called one of our party lawyers, Counsel Afuakwa, who came and stood in as counsel for these ladies. Mr. President, it will interest you to know that these ladies were kept for 96 hours before they were put before court. And even when we told the court that the 48-hour rule had been broken, the court still admitted them into police custody for 2 weeks. Mr. President, this is so gross, so in such a manner. And I know that is why we are to you, your state agency, to open the flagrant abuse of power, selective application of the law, selective injustice is becoming one too many that endangers the democracy we are all enjoying. Your Excellency, this petition is yours to go through, and we demand of you to immediately ask the security agencies to stop the Rambo-style arrest of individuals and apply the law equitably and fairly, that NPP members are not second-class citizens of this country. We equally pay taxes. However, when NDC people are at fault with the law, they are treated with kid gloves. Classical example being tax and hoodlums who attacked Howard Kumsim and the rest at Ablekuma North Iran by-election. Recently in Akwetia by-election, one of the communication officers in Ablekuma, in minority leader. The minority are not oppressed. A petition before the IGP, they have not been arrested. We saw your national chairman live on TV. Nothing has happened to him. Your Excellency, this cannot be a just society, and this cannot build a viable, thriving bureaucracy that works for all of us. That is why we are presenting this petition to you. Ensure fairness amongst the good people of Ghana, as you swore to do right to all when you took the oath of office. On behalf of the youth wing and the party, this is petition as please hold on.
Foremost, can I say a big thank you to the wing of the NPP party and for the orderly manner in which you have your petition. I am happy to be actually standing in front of the Flagstaff House to receive your petition at the Flagstaff House. In recent times would not have been possible. But today, you are able to come here and deliver the petition. And I can assure you that it will be given the necessary attention or the appropriate attention that it requires. The President has always been a democratic, fair leader, following the principles and processes of democracy. And that is why, as you say, Ghana has been seen as a bastion of democracy in the whole of Africa. So we will look at all the items that you have sent, and I believe everything is within the petition itself, and it will be given the appropriate recognition and point that it requires. And it wouldn't be long before potentially we will try and get some response to the petition that has been put forward. On that note, once again, I thank you for the peaceful march that you've held in line with the democratic principles of our democracy. I thank you for coming to the Flagstaff House, and I thank the President for allowing us to receive this at the presidency, which marks a new step in our democratic dispensation. Thank you very much.
Thank you. But it's actually under our regime. I used to work here as well.
I'm not going to debate you. I'm not going to debate you. I've made my statement. I won't debate
Channel one. Oh, for the
petition has been submitted here at the presidency, pretty much bringing the protest close to an end. Close to an end. I'm sure that a statement will be given to the protesters by the National Youth Organization.
We'll always get results. This is the NPP, right? This is the biggest party in this country. We'll be back in power soon.
So the organizers and leaders are heading towards the protesters and will soon address them. They are protesting against what they describe as an abuse of office, and, an attack on free speech. The protest began from the Obra spot all the way to the police headquarters and now to Jubilee House. Former finance minister, he made his way to the. Let's see if we can speak to him. Doc, I mean, your party youth, they've sent a strong signal to the government. Is this something that you also admit that the police is abusing free speech?
The day we compromise free speech is the day we bury democracy, and for that matter, our country. Our country has been peaceful, not for nothing. It's largely been the result of the expression of the free will of people and the expression of their opinion without intimidation. But if it's come a time when these same liberties, freedoms are trampled upon, then you cannot guarantee the peace and the safety of our country. Ghana has come a long way. We've gone through military dictatorship. People have lost their lives. People have been maimed just to protect our democracy. And therefore, we all must see it as our responsibility to protect free speech, which is the fundamental feature of a democratic environment.
What do you expect to see from the police and the presidency having submitted these?
The law is very clear on how we treat our citizens, even when they break the law. And this is why the innocence of even people who are suspected to have committed crimes must be upheld until proven guilty. There is a reason behind that. But today, it appears judgment is passed on people before they even appear before the court. And that is not healthy for our democracy. Intimidation, harassment, and of course, the kind of bail conditions that we give. It's as if we are putting bail conditions on sale. When bail conditions are put on sale, then where do we put the Constitution? And these are the things that we need to check if we have to guarantee the development, free development of our country. And that is my worry. The police understands the law, the president understands the law, but the flouting of these laws simply means that they are being done intentionally. And we must prevent the situation where government after government will come and try to revenge what the previous government did to its supporters. If we don't do that, then we will all be in danger, and we must all do well.
What are you afraid of? What is it with Galamsey that any president that comes does not have the political will not put the welfare of citizens first?
At the Nat Hall, where my colleague Samuel Akom is there to give us details on what's happening there. Sammy, thanks for joining us. What's the crowd situation there now, following the assurances by the Education Ministry?
All right, thank you, Edo. So, as you already mentioned, I am currently at the Placement Resolution Center here at the Nat Hall in Accra, which has been designated for individuals or parents who have issues with placement to come here and get them verified or rectified. After the time we got here in the morning, it was quite crowdy as calls of parents were here. And the management, as of the management of the crowd in the morning, was not really well coordinated. But I must say that now, as we speak, the numbers have reduced enormously. The numbers have reduced. And it will interest you to ask, how did the numbers reduce? So what happened was that after engaging some officials who are working here who spoke off the record to me, they did indicate that some of the protests could have been done while they were at their various homes. Protests like self-placement. Most of the parents here came to get self-placement, but some of them were not aware that they could have done that while at their various homes. And so shortly after I engaged those officials, they went out there to make the announcement. And indeed, after the announcement, the numbers reduced drastically. So I'm currently inside, where those who are inside and I've got issues to do with, let's say, where I stay and where my child was placed is quite a distance. So I'm here to change. Those are the kind of people in here. But I must indicate that I spoke to the media relations officer for the Ministry of Education, Hashmi Mohammed, who indicated that going forward, they will ensure that the crowd is properly managed, as well as they will take lessons or two from this whole process, so that in the coming years, some of these things will not be happening or can be done online, because we do know that this wouldn't be the first time parents have had to converge in such numbers to such a place. We do remember 2019, 2022, 2023, 2024, we are in 2025, and it's still happening. So it indicates that the government will, look at what is happening and then work around it. Then the Greater Accra Regional Minister, I must also say, has also came here and spoke to parents and assured that no child will be left behind, and that the ministry will ensure that every child is placed. So if you ask, that is the situation here currently at Natal.
All right, thank you very much, Sami. Let's go live to the Ashanti region to ascertain the situation there. And my colleague Tawfiq Mohammed is there for us and joins us live. Thank you very much for joining us, Tawfiq. Describe to us the situation at the placement center in Kumasi. Hello, Tawfiq. We apologize for that, but you're still watching Newsfeed on Channel 1 TV. I am Inu Safa. Still to come, NPP flag bearer aspirant Kwabena Japong is calling on political leaders to lead by example. We'll tell you more shortly. Do stay.
This is a people's game. They will be bubbling about this one for weeks and months to come. Let's go!
It's on SuperSport all season long. Pay your subscription today. Dial *759#. Available on DSTV and GoTV.
The City Business Olympics is back! It's all about team building, networking, and staying healthy. Which game will your company participate in this year? Is it 7-a-side football, volleyball, swimming, basketball, or sack race? Rally your teammates and get ready for action. Date, Saturday, September 27, 2025. Time, 8 a.m. Venue, Eden Heights Sports Complex. Call 0558-973-973 to register your company today. Let's keep fit, grow connections, and enjoy a day full of energy and excitement. The The City Business Olympics 2025 is powered by City FM and Channel 1 TV in partnership with Side Hustle, and it's proudly sponsored by UMB Bank and supported by Bethel Logistics, Dampong Healthcare, and Hallmark Cafe.
You're welcome back to Newsfeed on Channel 1 TV. Let's bring you more stories. NPP flag bearer aspirant Kwabena Ejapong is calling on political leaders to lead by example by restoring the values of service and sacrifice. According to him, it's time for us as a country to change course and work well for the general good of the citizenry. The former General Secretary of the NPP is first to face the vetting committee ahead of the party's presidential primary set for January 31, 2026. The vetting committee, led by Dr. Adokufor, is expected to today conclude the vetting of all 5 aspirants, including former Vice President Mahamudu Bawumia and former Asin Central MP Kennedy Ejapong. Speaking after going through vetting, Kwabena Ejapong said it's time the NPP goes back to its roots of dedication and volunteerism.
I wanted to know my views and my visions for this country. And as I've said, you know what I stand for. I believe that we need a new dawn in this country. We need to restore the values of service, sacrifice, and selflessness back into our society and our general body politic. We have to think broadly in a collegial way as Ghanaians, and we as political leaders have to lead by example. And I think it's time for us as a country to change course, work well for the general good, and understand that politics is about service. It's not about self, but it's about the community. So that's what I've expressed, and everything went well.
You talk about the NPP going back to its roots.
That's right.
What do you mean by that when you say
Those
going
noble
back?
roots, I mean the roots of dedication, volunteerism, hard work, one for all for one, sacrificing, and meaning well for the society. I mean, that's what made our party very attractive.
This is Newsfeed on Channel 1 TV. Up next is Business with Nashi Kasiza. How are you doing?
I'm good, Eno. How are you doing?
I'm very well, thank you. Is this the final tranche from the IMF?
This will be the 5th one.
Okay.
Yes, so
Give us the details.
Right. The International Monetary Fund IMF staff mission is scheduled to arrive in Accra on September 29, 2025 for Ghana's 5th program review under the $3 billion extended credit facility. The review, which follows the completion of the 4th assessment earlier this year, will evaluate Ghana's progress on key fiscal and macroeconomic targets. It is also expected to determine whether the country qualifies for the next disbursement of about $360 million in October. To date, Ghana has received approximately $2.3 billion since signing onto the program in May 2023. The 5th review carries added weight as it is the penultimate assessment before the program concludes in May 2026. Now, the Bank of Ghana says it will work to prevent excessive volatility in the city as part of its policy objectives. The assurance comes as the local currency, despite recent gains against major trading currencies, experienced a slip that sparked market concerns. President John Dramani Mahama has downplayed the fluctuations, describing them as part of a natural adjustment process, and assured that any future depreciation will be managed within a 5% per annum band. The Governor of the Bank of Ghana, Dr. Johnson Isiama, at the recent MPC press briefing, stressed the central bank's focus on currency stability.
The managed floating framework is still in place, and that is what we are using. It doesn't change at all. And so, yes, the city will fluctuate. It will change by the minute. It will change by the moment. And it changes, in reaction to a number of variables. It may be short-term, it may be medium-term, it may be long-term. Several variables drive movements in the city. We've always said it, that our objective is to ensure we don't have excessive volatility in the city. But yes, you will see movement in the city, all right, just that we don't want to see it excessively. So yes, the president put it right, that the city will find its true value.
Now, the Ghana Gold Board and the Ghana Commodity Exchange have commenced discussions to introduce gold trading on the GCX platform. The move is aimed at broadening access to gold ownership and investment opportunities for both individuals and institutions. The collaboration will explore innovative models and create new channels for investment and wealth creation. The initiative also seeks to formalize and modernize gold trading in Ghana, positioning the country as a leading player in structured gold markets across Africa. Gold Board is also engaging with the Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, to ensure regulatory compliance and safeguard investor interests. And that's it for business. I am Nashika Caesar.
Up next is sports with Gabby Ofe. How are you doing?
I am good. Yourself?
I like that you're good. The emphasis on that.
Yeah.
You have a game later tonight?
Yep. Lots of people are not really paying attention to it. You can understand why. It's Ghana's Black Starlet.
Yeah.
But it's the game also serves as a qualifier for the under-17 AFCON, so they have to win to get 4 points. They drew with Togo. And so, yeah, it's a must-win for Ghana.
Tell us more.
All right. Right, Ghana's Black Starlets will take on host nation Cote d'Ivoire later tonight in their second group match at the WAFU Zone B Under-17 Championship. Now, the game kicks off at 6 p.m. later tonight, with the Starlets looking to secure their first win of the tournament after being held to a 1-0 draw by Togo in their opening fixture. There is more in this report. The Black Starlets will face Cote d'Ivoire tonight at 6 p.m. at the Charles Conan Barney Stadium in their second group game at the WAFU Zone B Under-17 Championship. Ghana held to a 1-0 draw by Togo in their opening match. Know that a victory is crucial to boosting their chances of advancing to the knockout stage. Cote d'Ivoire currently lead Group A after a 2-0 win over Niger in their first game. But a win for Ghana could see the Starlets overtake the Ivorians ahead of their final group fixture on Friday, September 26. Midfielder Ernest Ofori, who featured in a draw against Togo, has expressed confidence in the team's chances against the host.
Because na yani shidanji yani ajibani yani shidanji sa because ye ko se ko wini right first minute na yenya red card and high ma yanti board yes I buy your next game with you make sure say you fully prepared for game. So yeah bamu you give your maximum best. I would suggest you stick with our game plan and focus. Wait me.
The 2025 WAFU Zone B Under-17 Cup of Nations, which doubles as the official qualifier for the Total Energies Under-17 African Cup of Nations, is currently underway in Yamoussoukro and will run on to Friday, October 3, 2025. As the pathway to the continental showpiece, the tournament offers the Black Starlets a vital platform to showcase their talent and book a spot at the Under-17 AFCON. Ghana, a two-time FIFA Under-17 World Cup champion, is determined to restore its reputation as a force at this level. Right, away from that, Aston Villa's president of football operations, Ramon Rodriguez Verdejo, also known as Monchi, is poised to leave the club. Now, the 56-year-old's imminent departure comes with Villa 18th in the Premier League after a winless start to the season. Now, Monchi joined Villa in 2023 from Spanish side Sevilla, where he had been sporting director, having previously worked with Villa boss Unai Emery at the club. The pair took Villa to the Europa Conference League semi-finals in 2024 and also secured a Champions League place. As they finished 4th in the Premier League at that season, they went on to reach the Champions League quarter-finals last season, being knocked out by eventual winners Paris Saint-Germain. Now, Villa have started poorly this season, failing to win any of their opening 5 league games and scoring just once. And that's the very latest in the world of sports. I am Gabi Ofer.
And that's it for Newsfeed on Channel 1 TV. I am Inosofu. Many thanks for watching.
Hello again. Thank you for choosing us. This is Breakfast Daily on Channel 1 TV. It's time for the news review segment. Dr. Dixon Adomaku Kisi, the former member of parliament for Anyasu Utiom, is here, as well as Larry Dogbe, managing editor of the Herald newspaper. Gentlemen, good morning.
Good morning.
It's good to have you. Doc, it's been a while.
Yes.
Hope all is well.
So far, so good.
Yeah. And Tim Bryan?
We're doing well. Let me take the opportunity to announce that we're starting our Eastern Regional Tour tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
And today,
you're going home?
Yeah, we're starting from home. I mean, you know. Right. And he's doing a traditional thing of starting from where he's from.
Right. What will be the nature of the store? Meetings with chiefs?
Let me also admit.
Rallies?
Let me also admit that I think vetting will be today for NPP, the presidential candidates.
Right.
So after that, what we intend to do is, based on his planning, we'll do 3 constituencies a day.
Okay.
Till we end. So this is rather internal politicking. If you were to visit every chief, then you would not finish. So. You know, the major ones, you know, as needed, we will possibly pass through. But this is more of an internal politicking. If you're doing presidential as a general election, then I think that it behoves on you to meet with the chiefs. But this is, you know, small boys level. Let me put it that way.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Very well. We wish you well. Yeah. And like, you are not campaigning for anything.
No, I'm not campaigning. I'm not campaigning for anything. He's campaigning for Ghana.
Very well, very well.
You know, they told us that they were doing some research. As in the Brian Camp told us you were doing some research, you know, assessing your chances and so on. I mean, I don't know whether
you've not seen the results.
I think that prior to his starting the campaign, he said that he wanted to check if his aspirations align with the Ghanaian people.
Right.
So that was what that was about. Okay. But we are also saying
but I said you are doing research.
There should be the true check of your potential will be after we've done the tour of the 276. And I think that will be when you can really say that, okay, people have heard you. There are 2 other candidates who have been through the constituencies already. I mean, as in for the prior election, we have not been heard. I mean, our candidate, Kwabena Japan, and was the Minister of Education, Educhum. We have not been heard at all. So I think that the true baseline will be after we've made our case to the various 276 constituencies, then we can, as it is, check across that, okay, now that the people who are going to do the elections have heard from all 5, which one has the lead?
But you invited them to Rock City.
Oh, those have been engagements with leadership of the various constituencies. And when I say that, we're talking about current constituency 17 executives. We're talking about the coordinators at the various constituencies. So these are the engagements with just the very top echelon of the party. Yeah.
Very well. We have Ghana matters to deal with, so let's get straight into it. But let me remind our viewers that the show is interactive. We'd like to hear from you. Send us your thoughts